Baby, you're a little leaf bug. Only I really love you. Other biological organisms want to eat you. 500 million years ago in the deep sea, there was a magpie shrimp incubating a little leaf bug. Magpie shrimp is not a real shrimp, but the magpie shrimp is a real magpie. Its magpie-shaped shape makes people drool. It's also worthy of the title of the world's first generation of top hunters. Little three worms want to find a gap to hide. Unexpectedly, the seven prawns came like a long hair. Superfast acceleration is the seven prawns' ability to watch the house. It's okay. The bigger the body, the slower the turn. Little three worms turn left, and always throw away the seven prawns. It's a pity that there is no way to go around. He had to use a secret watermelon worm technique. It burst into a ball, hard shell outwards, soft tissue inwards. This time it becomes a paper-cutting food. You eat it, the heat consumed is much more than replenished. It's not a good time to calculate. Forget it. The little three-eyed bug is on a happy journey again. He's going to the three-eyed bug's mating ground to find his partner. Thousands of bronze statues are gathered here, forming a scene of life and death. 30 million years ago, baby, you were still a little three-leaf clover. In the past 30 million years, you've been folding your claws even thicker. It's all to deal with the new generation of predators, the hornet. It is the ancestor of the king of the head animal, the octopus and the squid. Its outer shell length is only 8 meters. In this era, it is simply crushing all living things. The three-leaf clover is still the old way, although it is a phoenix, but the hornet has evolved a new trick. It has long, many, and dense hands, which can cover the entire phoenix. This little three-leaf clover is the helpless girl in the horror film. The cornerstone is the inconspicuous Kesulu bone body. She stuffed the three-leaf clover in her mouth with her bare hands. There is a sharp ash like a scissor that can cut the armor of the three-leaf clover into pieces. When it was planted, it ruled the whole ocean. No one dared to disobey him, but there was always someone to share food and soup with his ass. That's what his look is like. Not only is it like that because it's an early fish that hasn't evolved to the bottom of the river, it can only stick its mouth wide open and try to suck in the food. Another 20 million years, baby, you're a baby ice. The world enters the ice age. The ocean is frozen. The once prosperous marine ecosystem has turned into an ice sculpture. This is the first time on Earth that biological destruction has occurred, the Great Ahoji destruction. Their reason is that there are many guesses. Some say that the weather hits the Earth to cool down. Some say that volcanoes erupt to cool down. Some say that glaciers cause cooling. And some say that the gamma-ray radar destroys the ozone layer, causing biological destruction. The statement of this film is that carbon dioxide is reduced, causing cooling signs. You ask why carbon dioxide is reduced, I don't know. I'm frozen too. This ice age lasted for 200,000 years, freezing 50% of the world's area, killing 85% of life. The eco-circle of tropical and shallow seas is completely cool. Only deep-sea creatures exist. This is the parrotfish in the deep sea. It is also an amphibian, but it is much older than you. When it was called a living fossil, it successfully survived from 400 million years ago to 2024, and it has hardly evolved much. This is because the deep-sea environment is too stable, and the water temperature is almost unchanged below 600 meters above sea level. In such a cold time, everything on Earth is frozen, but parrotfish such as amphibians grow in the deep sea. The name is well translated. What does it mean? This kind of creature looks like a head, but it's actually a foot. In fact, in addition to these two parts, there are internal organs, outer coatings, which protect the internal organs and the appearance. Other than that, it's really beautiful. There are two most typical representatives of the first-class steel, octopus and squid. You may think that in addition to being delicious, they have no advantages. In fact, they are full of deep-sea talent. The rubbery body is immune to deep-sea pressure, and the super strong sense of perception can also see prey in the dark. Look at this shrimp eating, and the blue dots next to it are his favorite floating creatures. It's a pity that the shrimp itself is also a squid food, and it's eaten by him. The shrimp is thin. Hey, man, you can catch me in the dark, because the squid's eyes are super big and the dark vision is super strong. A little trivia, the owner of the deep sea is this kind of fish, not fish. Because the fish do not adapt to the environment here, only 10% live in the deep sea. The 200,000-year-old ice age is finally over. A blue channel appears on the white ice surface. It's a flood basin. The 200,000-year-old glaciers have been eroded for thousands of years. The ocean has been relocated. Some of the first animals have moved from the deep sea. For example, giant konjac. This is a young male. He fell in love with a female at first sight. The only problem is that he has a wife. Pale is still a strong male leader. He will attack any malicious male. Our guy decides to steal. He puts away the male star's horn and turns it into a purple color and secretly touches the male star leader's back. The male star leader, as a concubine, tries to protect them both. Who knows, this naughty guy is secretly mating with his beloved one. What the hell is this? Let's just move on. Anyway, the robber animal just spread seeds of deep sea and shallow sea like this. But they didn't conquer the shallow sea, because here comes a more powerful family, the spine animal family. This giant monster, 9 meters long, is called Deng Shiyu. You can't tell from the outside that he's the descendant of the Aranda turtle. If your ancestors knew he was this big and ugly, they'd be surprised. Deng Shiyu even has a 4.5-meter baby, and he leaves the tribe to find his own snack, orange. Looking at the appearance, you can tell that the orange is a parrot's relative. They swim surprisingly fast, but in the end, they can't compare to the vertebrates. At this point, you have to use the ultimate shot to push forward, which allows them to teleport for a short time and dodge the attack. Today, Deng Shiyu is determined to eat him, looking around the circle to find an angle. Jushi also follows the circle and turns the hard shell behind him towards the enemy. In the past hundreds of millions of years, no one could break his trick. But Deng Shiyu is different from previous creatures. He evolved a strong jaw, the bite power max. In the 6th year, Deng Shiyu bit Jushi. As he was not yet an adult, he could not bite him, but I didn't expect that he has parents. It seems that although the skull can withstand the deep sea environment, it is generally played in the shallow sea. The spine animals are the opposite. They found the version answer. The spine plus the jaw is invincible. Under the same body shape, the spine can give super strength and agility, while the jaw gives the ability to bite. Biting can not only be used to attack, but also to play your imagination. If you bite the fish egg, you can protect the offspring, and if you catch the shell, you can attract Pio. If you open your mouth as wide as possible, you can scare the competitors. The spine animals repeatedly use the spine plus jaw formula to occupy the shallow sea. Today, there are more than 30,000 species of fish in the ocean, which is 40 times as many as the number of fish in the aquarium. The most notorious of them is undoubtedly shark. That's right, sharks existed 400 million years ago. They not only have the standard configuration of the spine and jaw, but also have super strong sensory ability and can even break the team. You see, these little fish are in a group defense, and the shark drives them to the shallow water area where the space is limited. When the little fish is exhausted, the shark will attack. This move is too successful. They have been using it for hundreds of millions of years, and now it is invincible. However, the shark is not the strongest because of itself, but because it has killed a stronger opponent, Deng Shiyu. Deng Shiyu has dominated the ocean for 20 million years. During this period, the shark can only retreat to the second line. But no one would have thought that this 9-meter-long giant was actually destroyed by a small floating creature. There are also a large number of fish-related compatriots with him, but sharks are an exception. It seems that the real king is often not the strongest, but the longest. Just now, what we are talking about is the second great mystery in the history of the Earth, the great mystery of Nipponji. 80% of marine life therefore withdrew from the historical stage. But don't be too sad. You see, what does this Earth look like? It's like a new continent with a bright future. In the past few decades, the surface has only been a meadow. Recently, it has finally come to life. I said before that the nutrients in the sea are explosive. These nutrients come from the ground. The ocean's dominion falls. Plants and animals rise. They will build a land-based empire that will never fall. Hi everyone, I'm Puma. What I just introduced to you is a documentary, Our Life on the Planet. Spielberg's film, Morgan Freeman's dubbing, Amelie's entertainment production, the lineup is strong to explode. For this documentary, my evaluation is watch early and enjoy early. There are a total of 8 episodes in the film. This is the second episode. The reason I skipped the first episode is because I don't think this episode is good. In the future, I will pick a good one for everyone to recommend. Welcome to Follow Keen Fans. See you next time.